But let's get into Zion Williamson. Let's get into Zion Williamson because I got a bone to pick with him. I really have a bone with pick to him. My nephew doing the damn thing. Thank you, Unc. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Unc. But is it time for the Pelicans to trade Zion Williamson? And I have the bone to pick with him. I think it's time. I think it's absolutely time to go and trade Zion Williamson. I'm sorry to say that he had all the hype coming out of high school. He had all the hype coming out of college, being at the University of Duke. They said he was the next thing to LeBron James, and he didn't have not lived up to that hype. And I'm going to say when it started. This when the downhill of Zion Williamson happened. When he broke his shoe. When he broke his shoe and he hurt his knee in that Duke game back in, I forgot what year it was, but it was the year that he broke his shoe, he hurt his knee, and he ain't been the same since. He's been overweight. He has not have a great diet. The guy I feel like he doesn't care to play basketball anymore. I think his passion is not there anymore. I understand that he was a generational talent. I get it. I get it 100%. But what has he done for the Pelicans to make them better? He hasn't done nothing to make them better. Don't get me wrong. When he gets on the floor, he's electric. He's big, but he's just not in shape. He's not in shape. He getting porn stars pregnant. He's doing a lot of off the court stuff that he should be putting his energy to on the court. For real, I think if Zion Williamson was on the court in that playing game, I think the Pelicans would have made the playoffs. And I'm being seriously here, man. Like I love the talent that the man has, but you are the second. You're supposed to be the second coming of LeBron James, and you can't even stay in shape like LeBron James. LeBron James is almost 40 years old, and he looks like he's in the best shape of his life. Even though that he did have the ankle injury that helped that kind of worsened him a little bit in the Western Conference Finals, but LeBron James still playing like LeBron James. And Zion Williamson is not that. He's just not the next LeBron James. I'm sorry, yes. Is he a generational talent? Yes, when he's healthy. But the best ability is availability. And I think it's time for Zion Williamson to be traded. But my question is this. Who is going to trade for a guy that's not available? So you have to understand that. Zion, my uncle said Zion would be doing pornos for real. He already has his bag. What a damn shame. It is a damn shame. It's a damn shame. And then Arku says Zion is a CAA agent and my cousin has to deal with this. And his cousin works for the agency. I don't really care about what agency he works for. I just want to see him play basketball. That's all I want to do with Zion Williamson. I just want to see him play basketball. I want to see him, be successful. And, and RC says that Zion, Ben Simmons, and Kawhi got me tight right now, all for different reasons, D-Hop. Now, Zion, we all know the reason, and we're talking about him. Ben Simmons, I don't talk about anymore because Ben Simmons is never going to develop. He's going to be a scrub, and he's going to stay a scrub. That's just my opinion on Ben Simmons. I'm sorry to say. He feel like he doesn't need to develop. He feel like he doesn't need a jump shot. He feel like he doesn't need any of that. So with Ben Simmons, I don't want to talk about. Now, Kawhi Leonard, he just missed the load management himself. He missed the load management, and then when he do all this load management, he gets hurt in the playoffs. So Kawhi Leonard is on the tail end of his career, in my opinion, when it comes to injuries. Yeah, because Ben Simmons is a bum, absolutely. But with Zion Williamson, if you look at Zion Williamson, he's not eating right. He's always overweight coming into training camps. He's doing all this off the field court stuff. And I feel like the pressure of him being the number one overall pick and the pressure of him being the next LeBron James is finally getting to him. It's finally getting to him. He cannot deal with the pressure of being the next generational player in the NBA that's after LeBron James, because we saw Jordan and then we saw Kobe, and then we see LeBron James. The question is, who's next? Because it ain't Zion Williamson. It's not Zion. It's not Ben. It's not Kawhi Leonard. So who's the next guy coming out of the draft or the next guy in this league want to come up to take LeBron James' spot as one of the top players in the league as far as a guard wise? We know Jokic is the best player in the league when it comes to his position. We know that. But we talking about overall. Overall, as far as the way LeBron James plays the game, the way Jordan played the game, the way Kobe played the game, who's going to be the next that, or who's going to be the next of themselves? Because Zion is not that. He's not. Zion is not that. And I'm sorry to the Pelican fans. I'm being completely honest with you. Zion Williamson is one of those talents that reminds me of an Anthony Bennett. He reminds me of a Greg Oden when just injuries just hinder his career. I'm not saying talent-wise, no. I'm not saying talent-wise, but when it comes to availability, Anthony Bennett, no availability. Greg Oden, he didn't have availability ever since he's been drafted in the NBA from Ohio State until now. So if you're looking at it from that aspect, and you look at the former first-round draft picks, and they didn't, and some of them didn't have that availability. Zion Williamson is one of them. He's about to be a forgotten player. He's about to be a forgotten player. Unfortunately, it's sad and a damn shame that we have to talk about should the Pelicans trade Zion Williamson, but the question is, what team is going to trade for him? We want the best for Zion Williamson. We do. But what team is actually going to trade for him and take a risk on a Zion Williamson? I just don't think a team will at this point until Zion Williamson, and I'm going to have to be here, and I might have to censor this, but Zion Williamson needs to get his shit together. He needs to get his shit together. It's point blank and simple. So, so nephew says, I want the best for him, but damn nephew, he has the world to represent us. Too many of our youth to get back and not drive and fortitude to be great. Too much money soon. Respect the damn game, nephew. Facts. The Pelicans should trade up for the 3rd round pick and get Scoot. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. Wemby isn't ready to hold the league in his hands. That's what I'm saying. I want Zion to succeed too. Facts. I meant the bag, nephew. No, you good. Great show. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Unc. I appreciate it. I'm sorry. I keep calling you brother, but I'm gonna call you Unc for now. I'm gonna call you Unc. Cleveland should have offered up everyone not named Darius Garland or Donovan Mitchell for Zion and plus picks. No. I like what Cleveland is doing. Don't mess up the core that they have. The Cleveland Cavaliers, I understand they lost to the New York Knicks in the actual playoffs, but I think if you get some more key pieces to go with Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, you do not trade for Zion because you don't know what you're getting. It's a lot of uncertainty with Zion at this point. So you don't want to trade for a guy that has a lot of uncertainty. And if I am a GM of an NBA Basketball Association team, I'm not taking that risk to giving up a Darius Garland and a Donovan Mitchell to go get an uncertain that barely plays Zion Williamson. I'm just not doing that. I'm just not doing it. I think it's not smart to go get a Zion Williamson for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I just feel like no team is going to want an uncertain player. Archie said, "Oh, you're right, Hop. I'm not giving up Evan Mobley either. You right, my bad. No, you good. It was just a suggestion. It's good that you see it from my perspective. You know what I'm saying? You see it from my perspective.